In this video, I will give you an easy tutorial on how to open long and short positions on the platform Hotcoin. If you want to get the best sign-up bonus possible on Hotcoin, you simply have to go down to the video description and you can get an exclusive bonus right here with up to $900, but also the total bonus can get up to $9,000. Right after the sign-up, you can go up here to the reward center and here you can see the different steps in order to pick up the bonuses. You can get your first bonus directly after the sign-up, then after you've made your first deposit and your first trade, and up here over time, once you reach certain depositing and volume milestones, you can get even more bonuses, which can lead up to a total of over $9,000. To create your account, simply enter your email address right here and set a password or use your Google or Apple account, and then you're ready to go. Once you have created an account and you log in for the first time, you will get to this page right here. And the first thing I want to show you is how you can deposit money. And to do that, we simply go up here to the wallet symbol and then click on deposit. Then right here, we can choose the cryptocurrency that you want to deposit. For example, US dollar Tether, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whichever one you want. In my case, I'm simply going to stick with USDT for now. Then for the network, in this case, I'm just going to select the Tron network. Just make sure that you're using the same network as from the other wallet or exchange where you're sending the money from. And then down here, you will see your personal deposit address, which you can now copy to your clipboard right here and then send the USDT over here. It usually only takes a few minutes for the money to arrive. And I recommend you, if you're sending larger amounts, to first send a small test transaction. Once you've received everything on here, send the remaining amount with the second transaction. So that's how you can deposit any cryptocurrency. If you don't have any crypto yet, or you want to deposit with fiat currency, so US dollar, British pound, euro, whichever fiat currency you have. There's also an option for that. You can simply go up here to buy crypto and then click on buy crypto with a card. Then in here, choose the fiat currency you want to deposit. In my case, I'm going to choose, for example, the euro, and I'm simply going to go for 500 euro. Then you will see different payment providers right here and also the payment methods they offer. So mostly it's a Visa or MasterCard. Then you can simply choose anyone that you would like in here, agree to the terms down here, and then you will be redirected to the third-party service. So that's a pretty easy option. The fees can sometimes be a little high on here. So if you're looking for an alternative way, I have a separate video on my channel. If you simply search for Hotcoin fiat deposit, you will find another video where I will show you how it's also possible by depositing first on another exchange with fiat money. So for example, with a bank transfer or also PayPal, buy some crypto on there and then send the crypto over here to Hotcoin. So once we've made any deposit, we can simply check that by going up here to our wallet symbol again and then go to spot. And here we can easily check if any of our deposits have already arrived. In my case, as you can see, I have the 150 USDT in here. If you deposited with something other than USDT, we first need to convert it to USDT to then trade with it. And you can easily do that by going up here to trade and then go to spot. Then up here, choose the coin that you still have. For example, if you have some Bitcoin, just choose BTC USDT in here. Go to the right and click on sell, market to sell immediately. And then down here, choose how much. In my case, for example, 100%. And then just click on sell BTC and then you will have converted that cryptocurrency into USDT. Once we have it in USDT, we can go back to our assets in here and let's go to overview. And in our last step, we now need to transfer the money that we have in our spot account into our futures account right here because we need it in here to then trade with it. And you can easily do that by just going up here to transfer and then choose from spot account to perpetual futures account, choose USDT in here. And for the amount, I'm just going to select all. And let's click on transfer. And then as you will see, now we've moved the money from our spot account into our futures account. And now we can use that money in here to trade with it. So now let's check out the trading platform. And to get there, we simply go up here to futures and then click on perpetual. Then we will get to this trading platform right here. I'm now going to quickly show you everything we can see right here. So first of all, up in the top left corner, we can choose the trading pair that we want to trade. So if you just go over here, you can select Bitcoin, Ethereum, whichever cryptocurrency you want to trade. Then right here in the middle, you can see the price chart and you can also select the different time frames in here easily. So that right here is just a cutout from TradingView. So you'll have all the different chart options that you may be used to. On the right side, we can see the order book in here. So all the buying orders and the selling orders in the market currently. And if you scroll down a little bit here at the bottom, we will see our open positions, which we'll get into in just a bit when we open our first position, as well as your orders or your history. On the right side, we can also see some information about our current balance on our futures account. You can also see up here how much of that is available. And this right here is where we can control our trades. So where we can set the leverage, open and close trades, choose the order type, set the position size, add take profits and stop losses, and eventually open long and short positions. So let's open our first long position. First, I would recommend you to go in here and make sure that you have the account mode set to isolated. That's my recommendation. And down here, you can choose the position mode between hedge and split. If you choose hedge, then if you were to open multiple positions for the same trading pair, it would be just added and glued together to one big position. Whereas if you would choose split, you would basically be able to have multiple positions opened in the same trading pair. So that's a pretty useful feature. Not all exchanges support that one right here. So if you like to use that, you can use it in here. I personally still prefer hedge in this case. So I'm just going to select that. And next up, I can also choose the leverage in here for long and short. You can use up to 125. In my case, I'm simply going to stick with a 5x leverage for now and click on OK. Next, we're going to choose open in here, and now we can select the order type. So we can choose between market and limit order. If you choose a limit order, you could set a certain price in here. For example, if you type in $74,000, then that would be like a pending order in here. And only if the price would go down and reach that price, then your long position would be open. But what you can also do instead, and what I recommend most of the time, is just a simple market order, because a market order is executed immediately at the current market price. Now we can also choose the position size. If you click on here, you can make sure that you have the order quantity in USDT, because what we can do now is simply type in here how big we want our position to be. For example, if I'm going to type I want to have a $500 position size, I can simply type that in right here. And then you will see down here how much of my own money I would be using, around about like $90. It's a little bit less sometimes because it needs to be rounded to an even BTC number. As you can see right here, 0.006 BTC. So sometimes this could be a little less, but eventually what we're doing is we're using like around about $100 of our own money times the 5x leverage will equal an entire position size of $500. So that's how your own capital times the leverage up here will equal the entire position size. Next up, we can also set a take profit and stop loss if you want to do that. So in this case, we can just select this up here, and then you could either type in the prices right here or click on expert. Then if you choose open long, you can also say how much profit you want to make. Let's say I want to make 30% profit at my take profit, which will mean $27 on my initial $93 in here of my own capital. And same goes for my stop loss. Let's say I want to make a maximum of 8% of a loss, which would be at that price, which is also automatically calculated in here. And as you can see, I would make a $7 loss in this case. Then I can just click on confirm. And then as you can see, I have that all set up in here. And now to open my position, I simply click on buy long right here, confirm this. And now you will see I'm already in my position. We can immediately see it in the chart right here. This right here is where we entered the position with a $500 position size. As you can see also, it's a little bit less. Up here is our take profit, and down here is our stop loss. If you scroll down a little bit, we can also see some additional information about the trade. Again, it's a long trade with a 5x leverage. The position size in here, $460. We can see our entry price and the current price. On the right side right here, we can see our profit that is still unrealized. So if the price moves up or down, you will see that this right here changes. Here is our so-called liquidation price. Liquidation price would mean if we didn't place a stop loss, in this case we did, but let's assume we didn't place a stop loss and the price would go down this much, down to $61,000, then this trade right here would be so-called liquidated, which eventually means it would be closed automatically by the platform, and we would lose our entire margin, which means our own capital in this trade right here, the $92. But of course, we can prevent that from happening by placing a stop loss beforehand, where we already said, okay, we want to have a maximum loss of like a few dollars, which we already set up at the beginning. If you want to edit your take profit or stop loss, you can easily do that by just clicking here to TPSL, and then I could simply type in here, let's say, okay, now I want my take profit not to be at 30%, but instead like at 40% profit, and I want my stop loss at, let's say, 20% loss. You will see these numbers, how they change. You could also set partial positions if you want to do that. And then you could say, okay, I don't want to close the entire trade, but only half of it. Then you would only take half of your profits also out. But in this case, I'm just going to select all, click on confirm. And you will see now I've placed new take profits and stop loss, because in this case I chose partial. If I would have set this to entire all position, it would have just replaced the old ones. But of course, you can also just cancel any of your take profits and stop losses if you want to do that. And as I've shown you, if you set partial ones, you could also set multiple take profits and stop losses if you wanted to do that. At the end, if you want to close your entire trade, simply go up here. Either choose up here close, choose how much percent, or if you go down, of course, just go here to close. And if you click on close all, you can just close the entire trade at just one click. So next up, let's open a short position, and you can easily just do that by going here back to open. Let's select market, and for the order size, let's just choose 100%. So we'll be using $140 of our own money times the 5x leverage will equal an entire position size of around about $690. Then we can just add a take profit and stop loss as well, but we can also do that later. So I'm simply gonna choose sell short now to enter the short position. If we scroll down a little bit, we can immediately see right here, this is now the short trade. It's in red. Position size is the same. Only real difference right now is that we are making a profit, of course, if the price goes down, and a loss if the price goes up. Same, of course, goes for our liquidation price, is in that case above the current price and sits at $91,000. And if you want to place your take profit and stop loss, we can just do that in here, partial again, or just the entire trade. In this case, I'm just going to select the entire. Let's say I want to make 25% of profit and a maximum of 10% loss, and you will see those prices in here. And if I click confirm, I will have that set up. My stop loss now is above the price up here, and my take profit is down here. If I want to close my trade again, that short trade right here, easily I can just go down here again to close and choose how much percent, or just choose close all to just close the entire trade with just one click again. Don't forget to create an account on Hotcoin by using the first link down from the video description to get the best sign-up bonus possible with up to $9,000 in rewards. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments.